How are we doing? My name is Martin Aftuck. I'm the principal of Middleburg High School, and welcome to Horsepower Hour. We are here with some of our best and brightest seniors. I've got my good friend Madison Underwood, who is the senior class president. I've got Miss MHS, Sophia Chaon, who's here with us as well. So welcome. Madison, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Madison Underwood. I'm the senior class president. I'm involved in lots of clubs, and I am a cheerleader, a track athlete, and a weightlifter.
Sophia?
I'm Sophia. I obviously, as he mentioned, am Miss Middleburg. I love being a part of sports like cross country and track, but I also love leading my other students with clubs such as NHS and Beta and things like that.
So we're about to film the first Horsepower Hour. Are you guys excited?
Super excited.
I got to give a shout out to my man Noah Wyatt Visuals for our graphic here. But there's a reason I picked you guys. You're amongst our best and brightest here on campus. You guys work with all our kids, so it's really cool to have you all on this little podcast we're doing here with the first episode. So Madison, I want you to tell me, you've been here 4 years. What is the best part for you of being a Bronco?
I definitely think the best part of being a Bronco is being involved in so much. Everything that all the teachers do, all the staff do, all the coaches, and the club sponsors and other students, like everybody's involved in so many things. Like you're not just in smart classes, but you're also an athlete and you're also involved in so many extracurriculars, and that's just really cool to me to see.
There we go. Oh, looks like we're running late to class here. Anyway, Sophia, tell me about, what's the best part for you of being a Bronco?
To me, the best part of being a Bronco is the ability to step outside of your box. Like, you're not limited to one pathways. We have so many different opportunities, like she said, whether that's creatively, academically, or athletically. You really have the opportunity to be the most well-rounded person you can possibly be.
So you guys named all these things that you do.
Yeah.
How do you balance this all out? Sophia, I'll start with you. How do you balance out being an athlete, taking these classes? Like we've talked a little bit before, calculus is your favorite class?
Yeah.
How do you balance this all out? Go ahead.
I think what I've learned is you have to figure out what your priorities are, and if you're someone like me where everything is your priority, you have to learn time management, responsibility, because you have time for what you make time for, and I don't want to not do something just because I feel like I don't have time for it.
Madison, how about you?
I completely agree with what Sophia said. Prioritizing what you want to do is so important, and especially like having coaches that will work with you when you're like in multiple sports in one season, and having teachers who know what it's like to be a coach and things like that are really important to have, especially like making sure like you get your work done, like it's on you, and having that like sense of personal responsibility is really important, especially like going from high school to college and all those things.
So you're a weightlifter.
Yes,
Girls
sir.
weightlifter, yeah. So what goes into that? Because that's a pretty, we have a really successful team. You're a huge part of that. But what goes into being a weightlifter?
Lots and lots of practice. We practice every single day after school, and we're always like encouraging each other and trying to get stronger. And Coach Weiskopf does an amazing job of creating our workouts, and it's so amazing to reap what you sow. So all of that hard work, it goes into winning back-to-back county championships.
Okay. So what do you pretend that we don't know what weightlifters. Tell us, walk us through what you guys do as far as the events in weightlifting and those things.
So we have two events technically. There's the traditional lifts and the Olympic lifts. Within the traditional lifts, you have your bench press, which is a pause, so you have to wait for the pause. Mm-hmm. And then the clean and jerk, which is a clean and a jerk. And then in the Olympic lift, the clean, you still have to do the clean and jerk, and then it's snatch.
Okay. And what's your favorite out of those?
Probably snatch. I think it's one of the more difficult parts because it's so technical, and I really think it's neat that I can hone in on my technicality and be strong at the same time.
Is this something that just came natural to you?
Definitely not. I've worked at this for 4 years now, and I work in the off season, and we just work really, really hard.
Cool. Well, I'm excited. I know we got districts coming up and regionals and all those things in the state, so I'm looking forward to hopefully making a trip down to Lakeland with you guys and be a part of that. All right, Miss MHS, there's only one.
Yes, sir.
You got to tell us, what goes into that? I got a chance to be a part of, going up on stage is crazy because you can't see anything out there.
Yes.
It is so bright, and you guys are so talented. But kind of talk about your journey through that.
Yeah, I think when I first was deciding that I wanted to do it, I was really scared. I was like, this isn't me, you know, I'm not a pageant girl, because there's lots of like preconceptions on what that is. But I realized it was something bigger than that. It was an opportunity to be a leader, to show what makes the school special and what makes it shine. And I knew that I was going in with other
That's
really
right, you guys were both in there.
special people, like Madison and a lot of other really talented girls. And I just realized that it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful show of humanity. And through being Miss Middleburg here and outside of the school, I've gotten the opportunity to meet a lot of really cool, like-minded people. And I think it's just really important to surround yourself with people who have similar goals.
So was that like your first pageant?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I actually never even seen the Miss Middleburg pageant before. I'd never seen any other pageant, never been in any other pageant. I was probably most scared of walking in heels. That was probably the biggest nerves to me, but I had done public speaking and stuff like that before with FBLA and things like that. So I was comfortable with that atmosphere, but it was really just the pageant stuff that I was nervous about.
What was your talent?
So I sang,
Okay.
and that was something.
What'd you sing?
I sang "Make You Feel My Love," but Adele's version. It's
Okay.
actually a Bob Dylan song. That was really outside of my comfort zone because all of my family's musical, and I love to sing, but I'm not in the spotlight. Like, that's my sister. She loves all that kind of stuff. So I was nervous because people didn't know that I sang. It was something that.
Well, listen, it blew us away. That was one of my mom's
Oh,
favorite
thank
songs
you.
too. So it was cool to hear that.
Yeah,
And,
Mr.
listen, you had us fooled because I thought like, holy cow.
Yeah,
you know, where'd this come from?
Mr. Markham came up to me after and was like talking about how that song was in his wedding, and it just really showed me that sometimes when you have a talent like that, like sharing it can bring you closer to other people.
I love that you both kind of mentioned like the humanity of being in that pageant.
Yeah.
Because it's cool to see, you know, there's girls from all different walks of life that are a part of
Absolutely.
that come together. You got NJROTC, you've got your athletes, you've got your kids that have done pageants before. So it's really cool to see it all come together. And I know you both mentioned Coach Weiskopf. She also, like, she does everything. She's so awesome. But she also, you know, runs that Miss MHS. So talk about, like, what does Miss Weiskopf mean to you, Madison?
Miss Weiskopf is so amazing. She was the cheer coach when I started cheer here, so I got to have her for a cheer coach for 2 years as sideline and competition. So that was really fun and interesting, and I loved getting to know her in that realm. But she was also the assistant weightlifting coach. So then when Mr. Weiskopf left, she stepped in and became the girls weightlifting coach, and we got to do even more together then, and she's just so amazing. She's so hardworking and always puts like everything that she has into everything that she does, which is so much with cheer, with weightlifting, with athletic leadership council, with the pageant, and all those things just like go in to make her such an amazing person. In the Miss Sweetheart pageant, her her daughters were my little princesses, so that was like really
awesome.
fun to see that like that bond that we've created is not only in school but like outside of school too.
Well, we talk about Bronco family. That's a huge thing. I know you mentioned your love of calculus.
Okay.
Like I go to Miss Evans' room and you know, she's just amazing. Talk about like Miss Evans and what she does with you guys as a math teacher.
Words
I wish I would have had her for math.
I wish you would have had
Yes,
her
I
too.
took college algebra 3 times and it wasn't because I wasn't very good at it. But go ahead.
Yeah, words cannot describe how amazing Miss Evans is. Like, there's a lot of people who don't understand what it's like to be in that kind of class. It's a lot of work. It's very hard, but it's so obvious that she is so passionate about helping us not only learn but understand. And that's very evident with how like in-depth her notes are and how she's always, you know, offering to help us if we need it. Because she never wants anyone to struggle. She wants to share the passion that she has for education and for math with us. And I think that's shown. We're actually the first full AP Calc BC class she's had in like 30 years. So it's
How many people are in it?
like
11, 12.
Oh, really? That's a
There
lot.
were,
Usually
like-
there's like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yep, that's usually, but it just goes to show that the passion she has kind of like rubbed off on us, and we've realized that we're all in this together, but you know, it's not just us, it's mainly thanks to her.
So you guys, you know, senior class president, you have to run for this office. You know, what are some things that you ran on, and then like, what was your platform?
Basically, my platform was that I just have so many plans and ideas for our senior year, and to make it fun and exciting. And even if I'm not class president, I'm going to do these things. So that would just make it easier for me to be able to accomplish these things. And some of the things that we've done is a boys volleyball game, which was so much fun, and I think it was so entertaining. Another thing that we've done is senior sunrise, and then in the works right now is a senior sunset and a senior field day at the end of the year. So all these things are just so amazing because our senior class is so willing to do things, and they're so excited to try new things and be part of.
I love that you reach out to me and you have ideas and those things you want to do. And it's for me as a leader, it's like my favorite thing to do is say yes. So, being able to support those things, and you have a senior bulletin board that you guys keep up, and I think it's really cool. Sophia, you've talked a little bit about some of the things you do. Like, what's something outside of school that motivates you and keeps you going?
I think I like to do art a lot. That's something that I'm not like the most skilled artist. I'm not very good at drawing, but it's something that grounds me a lot because being involved in so many things is really stressful sometimes. And to be able to like step aside from all the chaos around you and have an outlet of creativity for you to use is really nice. Like, I like to make signs and banners with calligraphy and stuff.
Okay.
Like for the senior sunrise that she planned, I made the banner for people to take pictures with, and it just gives me an opportunity to put all of the extra energy that's in here into something else that's like tangible that can hopefully provide joy to other people.
All right, I want you guys to think about this for a second. Like, what is something or one thing you would change about your high school experience? I'll start with you, Sophia.
I think one thing I would definitely change is to be more outgoing and more willing to put myself out there immediately. I feel like in junior high, I hadn't really figured out what I wanted to do yet, what I was passionate about, and so that kind of held me back from trying new things. And then towards the end of freshman year, beginning of sophomore year, I realized that I'm only gonna get out of it what I put into it. And that's what led me to finding people who were also like that and finding things that I really enjoyed.
All right, Madison, same question.
I think that I would probably do a CTE program instead of going 100% with the AP dual path. I really wish I would have joined early childhood because of all like the wonderful things that program does and all the amazing things that like I get to see them do. Like they get to work with the kids, and that's so fun, especially since that's something that I maybe want to do. I think it would have been neat to have that experience.
So I was just working on your letter of recommendation, and I got to read a little bit about what you're doing with UNF. Talk about that the experience you have going through UNF, and what we'll come back around to it. But what are you doing with UNF right now?
So the UNF Virtual Teaching Academy is 4 classes that you can take that help cover some gen eds for an education major. Mm-hmm. So I've taken Intro to Education for Introduction to Technology for Educators, Introduction to the Teaching Profession, Introduction to Leadership, and this semester I'm taking Introduction to Disabilities.
Okay.
So all those classes are really important to me because I think they're so cool, especially the Introduction to Leadership. I took it last spring semester. It was so interesting to see all the different leadership types that are displayed every day, especially like in our school. I think that all of our leaders have so many of the same but like slightly different types of leadership, and seeing those in the classroom, in admin, all those things are really interesting.
So we're going to kind of segue into, what do you see yourself doing after high school?
So hopefully I will be a teacher of some sort. I haven't really decided yet. And maybe one day an administrator or a curriculum specialist and something in that area.
Listen, I don't know where, like, hopefully I'll still be here. I know we got a few years, but like, look me up when you're looking for a job, okay? We got to figure that out because I know you do great work. Appreciate that. Sophia, what do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I know, that's such a hard question. I don't want to be an astronaut anymore. That's what I said in 5th grade. I want to be a lawyer now. Hopefully I'll be going to UF after next week.
Decision day is next week?
Yes.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I always open up social media and check out that Friday night, like who's.
Oh, gosh.
And hey, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
So hopefully that'll be the start of my career path, and then eventually I'll go to law school. I hopefully will either do like environmental or family law, because those are the 2 things that I'm most passionate about. And it'll just give me the opportunity to work hard and see the change into action that I want to put in the world.
That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna throw you guys a little curveball here. You get to ask me a question. Go ahead, Madison, first.
Oh, okay. What is the most like rewarding part of being here at Millburg?
Oh, that's a great question. Something like this, like getting to be able to talk to, for me, it's coming in and seeing, like I get to impact a small city, really. When you think of like, and I don't usually like saying but like there's 2,000 people here every single day between teachers, students, that ultimately my name's on the top of it. So I want to make sure that we got happy teachers, that they're give everything they need, because if you have happy teachers, you're going to have happy students, and then with that's going to come success, whether it be your school grade or kids that are graduating to go to college or enlist in the military or go into those CTE programs. Like we've got kids on campus now that are going to go next year and start working in fields and making a life-changing wage. So that's important for me. And I think just every day for me is an adventure, because you don't know, like you come in and we got 6 periods, but hey, I get to go hang out in a class and see a student, or maybe something comes up that I got to help a teacher or a student or a parent with. So that's, a long answer to for me, but that's like the rewarding part. Yeah. Sophia.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
That's a great question. I actually brought this up last night at Acceleration Night. We're asking those kids that are going into 9th grade, like, all right, you're making a decision now for a program which you may like want to be a teacher and then decide something otherwise. For me, I think always in the back of my mind, like I wanted to work with kids and coach and be in education. I started off, I always joke, my wife's a nurse and I joke about it that I was pre-med for 1 semester because I took chemistry and got a D, and then figured out like, okay, but I always kind of knew like this is something I wanted to do, is work with kids. I was blessed to kind of go down a pathway. Like I interned in Jacksonville, and then one of my friends, a couple, they're married, and they actually like won the lottery, like the whole like 40 something crazy.
Wow.
She interned at Lakeside Junior High, and she was like, hey, you need to check out this school, and I came over, interviewed, got a job, and been in Clay County ever since. So it wasn't like I woke up and said, you know what, I want to be a principal someday. Or it was just like, it kind of naturally happened. I've had good leaders that I've worked under that, I've wanted to be like them and grow, and it's kind of where I'm at today. So that's a very good question. Yeah. All right, we're going to wrap it up. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
What is some advice you would want to go right now? You get to walk through the doors, grab your 9th grade self, and say, listen to me right now. Okay, what is some advice you want to give to your 9th grade self? Go ahead, Madison.
Advice that I would give to my 9th grade self is to always work hard, no matter who's watching, no matter if nobody's watching. It doesn't matter what everybody else around you is doing. Only focus on you and just be in the moment. Don't focus on what you're going to do in 10th grade or 11th grade or in 12th grade or in college. Just focus on what you're doing right now and give everything that you have to what you're doing.
Okay. Sophia?
I'm going to piggyback off of that a little bit. I feel
good lawyer.
I think the try everything mindset is the best mindset for me, because I was like, oh my gosh, where am I going to be in 10 years? I need to have the perfect schedule laid out for 4 years, no mistakes, to get me exactly where I need to go. And the reality is life's not like that. Mm-hmm. And the best thing you can do is find what makes you successful, but also what makes you happy. And I think someone needed to tell me that you can have both.
Yeah.
That's very wise. Very wise. All right, who's some people you guys like? Who are some Broncos you want to see on this?
Well, I would really like to see some of our state champion volleyball players, because not only are they really cool, they have some crazy work ethic to get to that point. I'd like to see some of our band and theater and chorus kids who have won some titles recently and who are working on things right now, like Mamma Mia and stuff like that.
Very excited about Mamma Mia.
Yeah, shameless self-plug, guys.
Are you in it?
I am.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
That's the try new things.
Well-rounded.
So, yeah.
I feel like our ROTC is also very... they're award-winning nationally this year or last year, and it'd be really neat to see, because that's something that we don't always see in this school. And maybe some of our teachers who are always working hard and getting new things for us. So
awesome. Well, listen, this has been really fun. thank you for being the first guest on Horsepower Hour.
Thank you for asking me this.
We got to figure out like a tagline. What do we end with here? I mean,
Oh my gosh.
every morning I talk about the A school.
Yeah.
Great day to have a great day. But I got to figure out something. What do you think?
I don't have a tag in my head. I know when we break it down, we're Broncos on 3, but
Yeah.
Right.
Last year when we went to UNF, we had to do little hype videos.
Mm-hmm.
We did #horsepower.
Well, listen, we're going to workshop it. We're going to figure it out. For now, this has been Martin Aftuck with Horsepower Hour. My friends Madison and Sophia. It is always a great day to have a great day here at Middleburg High School.